becoming a great husband or a great wife. A great marriage does not happen by accident. Neither does it happen overnight. It takes determination. It takes being intentional, being purposeful, being prayerful, having great understanding and wisdom. And not the last that I want to mention, but not the least, is that the grace of God must be at work in the life of both man and woman that make up the marriage. So a great marriage does not happen by accidents, it's not automatic, and it does not happen overnight. A marriage can be bad, it can be good, it can be very good, and it can be awesome, or what we can call great. Now, it is not that it is marriage in itself that is bad, but because marriage is God's idea, and we must play according to the rule of the inventor. We are not the one that thought it up, that, oh, let's be getting married. It is God's initiative, it is God's idea. And if we must enjoy it, then we must, from time to time, ask ourselves, what are the rules of playing this game if I want to enjoy it? So when it is not done according to the rule of the Creator, chaos, crisis, damage, or even divorce will become inevitable. Just as I said, nobody becomes great overnight. Having a great marriage is an achievement. And it is an evidence of character. Yes, having a great marriage is an evidence that the people involved have worked on their character. Because marriage forces you to face some character issues that you would never have faced if you were not married. So, we can say marriage is the crucible that grinds and shapes us into the character of Jesus Christ. What is greatness? We know that greatness is mentioned severally in the Bible. And greatness is simply the quality or the state of being important, noble, or distinguished, or something beyond, or someone beyond the ordinary. That is when you say it is great. It is terminology, the word great is a terminology used of God in the Bible. For example, if you have Psalm 147 verse 5, Psalm 147 verse 5, it says, great is our God and of great power. Ephesians chapter 5, chapter 2 verse 4 says, God is great in love. It says, God who is rich in mercy, for his great love, wherewith he loved us. Great love, great love, great love. So we can say that God is great. And he has what we can call great love. It's not only God that is used, greatness is not only used to describe God. The Bible talks of great faith. In Matthew, I hope the media is working with me because I don't have any feedback to be sure you're helping me to display the Bible verses. And because of my time, we cannot open to every Bible verse. So, I said, great is used to describe God. Great is our God and of great power. The Bible also says he is great in love. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 4 Say, but God who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us. The Bible also mentioned great faith in Matthew chapter 8 verse 10 and great grace. So it means you can have a great husband and a great wife. Becoming a great spouse is shown through works, through actions, and the way one has impacted the other. A wife cannot be described as great if he has not greatly impacted the wife. And a husband cannot be described great if he has not greatly impacted the life of the wife. If we impact the great of everybody around you outside, and there is no impact of your words, of your actions on your spouse, you cannot be described as being a great husband or wife. So it has to show in the life of the man and the woman. And greatness depends on a variety of virtues in the life of both husband and wife. It is not just the main acquisition of wealth. Greatness is not about acquisition of certificates. By the grace of God, I am a professor, but that is not what has made me great in my husband's house. You may be a successful businesswoman. You have a lot of money. You have a lot of influence. That does not mean you are great in the life of your spouse. So greatness has little to do with achievements, but rather the impact that we have made, the changes, the glorious changes that our lives has made on our spouses. Anyone who wants to be great must be ready to be a servant. Matthew chapter 20. Is it displayed? Yeah. Matthew chapter 20 from verses 25 to 26. When the disciples came to the Lord Jesus and they were asking who is the great among them, and he said, greatness is not the way it is in the world, though. And we must not mistake greatness for the way it is done in the world. Say those that are great in the world, they exercise great authority. Their greatness is in their authority. When they speak, that is it. But he says, it shall not be so among you. Whoever will be great, let him be ready to be the servant. Whoever will be great out of the spouse, the couple, must be ready to serve the other. The husband must be able to serve the wife. The wife must be ready to serve her husband. And when I mean serve, it is in every ramification. You must be available. You must serve your wife. You must serve your husband. That's greatness, irrespective of gender. So greatness has to do with the ability to serve the other, not by exercising lordship. And the kind of greatness that God values is not just about power or wealth, but it's about having compassion. It's about love, and it's about humility. And I want to say this, the reason why many marriages may be short of becoming great is because right from the beginning, their motive in marriage is wrong. Somebody getting married to another person because that person has money. Somebody getting married to another person because he's influential. And so on and so forth. By the time we enter into marriage, just as I said, the issue of character will come to play. And that is when you will now see that the money does not mean that this person will be humble. So, don't go into marriage because of what you can get, but what you have to give. Your motive, or our motive in choosing a particular partner, must just be that, I want somebody that will meet my need. It's not just about me. Unfortunately, they are just looking at somebody that can meet our need, not somebody that we can serve. Don't marry for beauty or the six packs. He's tall. He has muscle. Can't you see he's handsome? You may find out that the handsome face does not have gentle face. It does not have a gentle face. So how to be a great husband and wife? Having said that in my introduction, what does it take? If you want to become a great husband, if you want to become a great wife, what does it take? Number one, have a solid relationship with God. I have said it that God is the great one, and He is the one that makes great. And if we must be great, especially as husband and wife, there must be a solid relationship between us and God. Let's read Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3. I'm reading from 12 to 19, but in the first instance, I want to read 12 to 15. It says, since God chose you to be the holy people He loves, you must clothe yourselves with tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Make allowance for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others. Above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds us all together in perfect harmony. And let the peace that comes from Christ rule in your heart. For as members of one body, you are called to live in peace and always be thankful. If you look at the virtues that were mentioned in that particular verse, that should be the goal of every believer, either married or not. Marriage is just a kind of relationship. It is not the only kind of relationship we're going to get involved with. In our places of work, we're going to get involved with, people. And in relating with people, all these things that are mentioned, all these qualities, all these virtues, we should be able to apply it to such relationships. If you are working at applying such qualities into your life so that you can relate with people around you, how much more the man or the woman you have chosen to live the rest of your life with. So irrespective of whether you are married or not, as long as you are a Christian, the Bible expects us to have tender-hearted mercy. Don't be too harsh. Don't be too demanding. It makes people run away from you. I'm not saying that one should not be, have no standards, but at the same time, we must temper it. Tender-hearted mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, allowance. Nobody is perfect. The person, in your place of work, even in the church, people may have their own, idiosyncrasies, their own weaknesses. Make allowance. In Yoruba, say, only how much more if you can, endure it in your place of work? Why not the person we have married? So even without marriage, every believer is supposed to work on these qualities in their life. So when you now get into marriage, how sweet it can be. How sweet it can be when we learn how to do it. Something happened recently, between myself and my husband, and there was only